I'm on a roof in Fox Chapel, Pennsylvania, and we're just going to go over some of the things you want to look for general maintenance to make sure that your house is sealed up and you don't have moisture coming into your building envelope. So first and foremost, when we're looking at flat roofs, we always want to try and see if the water is actually draining off. So this looks like it's doing a pretty good job. But if we come over to this other section, we can start to see that we're having some pooling, and especially right along the seams. So that can actually cause some issues when the weather freezes. That moisture can get under that seam, expand and break the seam. You can see here that we've got some significant pooling, even with the drain completely clear, ready to go. Another area that we want to look at is the mortar joints, the bricks themselves, as well as transitions. So we can actually see here that the caulking has been pulled away from this area of brick, and we have some easy access points for moisture, and we did have some mold and water damage in the space below. You can also see that the brick condition is starting to deteriorate, and it allows more moisture to come through. We can continue to see some issues with the mortar and the sealing of the mortar. We want to make sure that those places are completely sealed up and that we give water a really hard time and not let it just have an easy access point to penetrate and come down into the building envelope, where things can get kind of dicey and more expensive to fix. While you're up on the roof, you always want to make sure that you check around your windows. You can see here that we actually end up with some seal that's being pulled away from the trim, and that will also allow moisture to enter and cause issues within the home. One final quick tip that I want to go over is when we see the pooling on the roof, we want to make sure that the drains and the drains filters are actually working as they are designed. You can see in this particular area, we're running into moisture getting caught, but we can see that the drain is actually clogged. So if we remove this, this will actually all get going down into the actual drain. And as I pull some of this, you'll see it start to function again. So now you can see that we've cleaned this out and the water's flowing nicely into the drain. Unfortunately, we did just clear this one off a couple days ago, so this is going to be something that we're going to need another solution to filter some of this finer material out so that the water doesn't just sit and destroy these seams. So I hope this gives you a couple areas where you can start looking on your roof, on your mortar, and even how your roof drains to make sure that you don't have water intrusion issues that start outside and end up in your house. What we want to avoid is any kind of moisture not being solved inside the home so that we can prevent mold growth.